Hello, Blizzard fans! This is Falcon Paladin coming to you with yet another daily Blizzard upload. This is a game between Solus and NightEnD on Orbital Shipyard. For those of you that do not know, Solus is another name for puCK, a Protoss American professional StarCraft 2 player. And NightEnD is a Romanian professional Protoss StarCraft 2 player. So I'm anticipating a lot of high-level play, and let's get right on into it. On the bottom left of Orbital Shipyard, we have the red Protoss player. It is Solus. And in the top right of Orbital Shipyard, we have the blue Protoss player. It is NightEnD. They're having a conversation about mailing DK, and then puCK says no, and NightEnD says alright. And so yeah, apparently Solus is wondering if he should have, puCK rather, saying whether he should have. NightEnD says, I don't know. So a lot of I have no idea answers right now. A lot of negatives in this conversation, which is actually pretty positive in the end. So puCK says, I really don't feel that Blizzard generally takes much advice. So conversation going on about balance, maybe some changes to Legacy of the Void. Who knows? Double gas coming up for both players, though. They're both getting their simulators very early. Both players do have the gateway coming up. Walling off at the front here is Solus, perhaps worried about adept attacks, whereas NightEnD is keeping close to his Nexus. Yeah, there we go. Actually going double gateway on the Oper instead of going Cybernetics Core. And yeah, same thing here for puCK. We're going double gateway without a Cyber Core. So maybe adept openings are not necessarily a thing in Protoss. We'll have to see what's going on here. So 2 workers on this gas, 2 workers on this gas. This does definitely look like an adept opening. And there's the Cyber Core. And there's the Cyber Core. Alright, so both players are doing the exact darn near same build right now. They both have 1920 harvesters. They're both at about 20 supply. It looks like NightEnd's a little bit quicker on the uptake than puCK, but I don't think that will matter too much in the long run. puCK is saying if he asked him for a date, he'd say yes. NightEnd's like, WTF, man, are you streaming? puCK says, yeah, alright. Anyway, this is a weird conversation. But yes, for those of you who are joining me who are fans of puCK, yes, I do cast Legacy of the Void casts every single day. Subscribe, hit that like button if you like what you're seeing, and you're in for Legacy of the Void casts every single day. Alright, so nothing really much happening. Both players are just kind of sitting back. We do have adepts coming out for both players. Adept. Expansion now pops out here for puCK. Here's a good game, good luck at the 2-minute and 30-second mark. puCK saying the exact same thing with the good luck. A proxy pylon probably going to come up over here for puCK as well. And NightEnD is just kind of sitting back with some defensive adepts. Again, wants to use the photon overcharge in case anybody shows up around this Nexus to take out any adepts that come its way. Twilight Council coming up, so that's the tech of choice for NightEnD. Meanwhile, an expansion coming out for puCK. So at this point, it looks like NightEnD is going for a one-base type of play, maybe Blink Stalker Adept, whereas puCK wants the expansion, wants to go for a 2-base play, might be a little bit more vulnerable here in the early game. Do we have any adepts at all out for our friend puCK here? And the answer is no. Has a Stalker, 23 workers, a Mothership Core, and now taking the expansion. There we go, is NightEnD taking the proxy, or taking the Nexus in the back in the very, very safe area here. Mothership Core coming up, trying to do some harassment. I'm not sure what entirely the potential of that is, especially if she's unsupported, but that's okay. Both players getting a Robo Facility as well, so probably going to see Disruptors, Observers are very good units at the same time. Stalkers do pretty well against Adepts. They don't take that extra damage to light that Adepts hit with. So Adepts only do 10 damage to them. They do outrange Adepts, and they also hit like trucks with 10 damage shots. Okay, so the same as Adepts. I thought they had more damage than that, but versus Armored, they actually hit harder. So anyway, that is your Stalker for you. There comes another gateway, and we're getting the Adept Shield upgrade right now. There it is, right there for NightEnD, and a Stargate coming up here for puCK. Where is that? Double Stargate. Okay, so some Sky Toss play coming in against a Protoss player on the behalf of puCK right now. What are we getting out of this Robo Facility? Observer, like I thought before. Is the Robo here doing the same thing? Yes, there's the Observer. So just in case there are DTs coming, because neither player has really scouted all that much at this point. Nobody really knows what's going on. I guess we did get a probe in here for NightEnD fairly early on. And same thing as well for our friend puCK. So both players have a fairly standard notion of what is happening. But at the same time, the upper path tech choices are not necessarily known. So this probe is still back here, does not actually have a pylon yet. Not sure what the meaning of that is, but we'll have to wait and see. Phoenix coming out, actual Phoenix coming out of the Stargate. No Chrono Boost available because this is the latest patch of Legacy of the Void. And yeah, so both players just really sitting back. Forge coming up for our friend NightEnD. Where is that Forge? Right over here. Both players have some Stalkers. There are a few more Adepts on NightEnd's side, and Phoenix for puCK. So those are pretty much the two differences right now. Observer coming in, trying to scout things out. Oh no, gets sniped down by the Stalkers from puCK. He says, you can't scout me. I will kill your Observer, and then I will send my Observer to scout you. Bases are up and running and functional for both players in the natural expansion section of the map. More and more Phoenix are in production here for puCK. What on earth is he doing here? He has 2 already, 2 more on the way. Zealot legs being researched for NightEnD, and it is important to know that Zealots actually do 30 damage when they charge and hit something, and then they start swinging with their Psy Blades. So that's something that Blizzard has said they're planning on nerfing in the future, but for now, Zealot charge is pretty good. So here comes the Observer, sees the number of Adepts, sees a couple Stalkers, doesn't want to get too close to the Stalkers in case another Observer is out for NightEnD. And actually, is there one is the question. NightEnD, yes, did replace the Observer, coming over from a different angle to scout on in, a little bit worried about those Stalkers that the first one ran into, does not want to suffer the same fate. There we go, more and more Phoenix popping in. And Observer, oh, another Observer snipe by puCK, playing this really well. And here comes a giant Phoenix ball. So big old Phoenix play here in this PvP. And how many Stalkers do we have? We have exactly 2. What's the answer going to be? 2 Phoenix. I assume it's going to have to be more Stalkers because a lot of gateways are coming down and there's really nothing else that can deal with Phoenix at this point except for Stalkers. Getting a cannon, going to be a little bit late on that. Templar Archives coming up as well. Do we actually snipe down the Warp Prism is the question. Yes! Getting the Warp Prism, lifting up the Stalkers, killing 1. And do we get the second Stalker as well? Yes, we do. Photon Overcharge going up on that second Nexus as well. That's enough to force the Phoenix away. They do not want to take shots from Photon Overcharge. It hits pretty darn hard. And Phoenix are not exactly sturdy. They're fast, and they can lift things, and they hit pretty hard, but they're very light. They're basically made out of newspaper at this point. So third base now coming up for puCK. Very, very intelligent, attacking while expanding, something you always do want to see. And another Observer coming from NightEnD. If at first you do not succeed, try again, is what they said to me in kindergarten, and I believe it is an important adage. NightEnD is getting Templar, so I don't know if Templar are that fantastic against Phoenix. You can storm them, I guess, but they're pretty quick. They can dodge storms fairly well. We do have a couple cannons here in the natural. Not going to be easy pickings for the workers there. Trying to pick up a Zealot. Oh, feedback. Okay, so actually feedback on the Phoenix because they do have energy. They do take damage when feedback is put upon them. And so a couple of them are down to yellow-orange health, which is not that great. Getting rid of the destructible plates here. This Observer by puCK is so well placed. It sees exactly where the army is. It sees the composition of the army for NightEnD. It sees exactly what is coming out of those gateways, what is warping in and where. And here comes that Phoenix ball again. Third base is a little bit late for NightEnD. It is 99 to 86 workers. puCK is total supply rather. It is 59 to 49 total workers in favor of puCK. Here come the Phoenix again, just trying to harass what they can, taking some shots. There are actually no... Oh, there we go, another feedback. Does some damage, actually no damage I don't think to that Phoenix, but it did get rid of all of its energy, which is super annoying for puCK. He doesn't want that to happen for sure. So we do have an Archon. Archons do really well against Phoenix, and because they are massive, they cannot be lifted by the Graviton beam. So we'll keep that in mind. You can't lift Archons. So the Phoenix aren't a really good counter to those particular units. Is that +2 on the way? Yeah, +2 on the way already for NightEnD. Carriers, though. puCK is making carriers. Oh, boy. I don't know how we deal with carriers for the Protoss player. Maybe Void Rays, maybe a whole bunch of Stalkers would be good choice as well. I don't know if Archons are fantastic against carriers because they have to get so close to them to actually kill them. We'll have to wait and see, though. Where are those carriers popping out? Here they are. Carrier has arrived. And as somebody has said on my channel, you give me carriers, I am happy. I am not a picky man. It's Phoenix flying around, still scouting things out. This Observer, again, goes entirely unnoticed. When this cannon pops, though, I think it can see. No, it's just out of the range of the vision of that cannon, so the Stalkers cannot see it. Phoenix, again, flying around, picking up what they can, getting individual workers, killing them. Archons morphing in. because basically the Templars were getting picked up by the Phoenix, forced to morph into Archons, so they could not be picked up. These Phoenix are doing a great job kind of keeping NightEnD in his base. Warp Prism here, maybe some special tactics on the way for NightEnD. I really don't know what to expect on that front, but we'll have to wait and see. Meanwhile, more Adepts, actually Adepts being made for puCK, as well as the shield upgrade for the Adepts and the anti-anion pulse crystals, giving range to the Phoenix as well. So that's pretty nice. Here comes the army. A couple units get split up and picked off by the Phoenix. Split up from the rest of the group is not how you want to be if there are Phoenix on the field. You will get picked off and killed like stragglers in a pack of lions by hyenas. So 3 bases to 3 base, 4 base now, or 4th base now coming up for puCK. Here comes a Psionic Transfer scouting Adept move into the 2nd base to see exactly what's going on. Did he see the carriers? Oh man, I don't know if he saw the carriers, but here he comes. NightEnD is going for it. Pushing right on in a ton of Zealots. Are they going to use Charge? Yep. Using Charge. These cannons are going to die immediately. The Archons are spinning around in circles trying to deal with this number of Interceptors. The carriers themselves are actually taking a little bit of damage. No, they're not. Those are the cannons below that are dying. The carriers are all still fully alive, but there are a lot of Archons here too. A lot of Interceptors died to the splash damage of those Archons. Zealots are in the mineral line. They're actually trying to snipe down this Nexus, but before the Photon Overcharge kills them all, the Archons can finish the job. The 3rd base does go down for puCK, and these Archons are all still alive. If they can get some shots off on those carriers, that will be massive. This 4th base as well gets scouted by these Zealots. The charged Zealots come on in. One of them remains attacking the Nexus. 2 of them are going after the workers. I don't know what can happen for puCK. How can he save this? He has the carriers, but again, there are a couple Archons here, and I think this might be enough carriers to take out these Archons. Yes, one does explode. The second one's going to die as well, but the 4th base already is exploded for our friend puCK, and NightEnD is looking pretty good right now. It's 52 to 50 total Harvesters. puCK is still up. Both players are on 3 bases, so it looks like NightEnD did not expand on the back of that. Been spending his money fairly well, is around 900 minerals, and yeah, this Zealot Archon composition might have been exactly what he needed to deal with the carrier heavy composition of puCK, and maybe this is why you don't usually see Protoss players go with the carrier play. They're just kind of slow. They do hit hard, but they just can kind of be abused by faster units. So the Archons, or the carriers, move out across the map. The Zealot Archons come in here and they say, free Archon, but no, puCK's response time is a little bit too quick. Gets that carrier out of there, and the assimilator dies at the same time, holding the line with Dark Templar. Wow, that's really smart. Do we have an Observer with this army? I don't. Oh, we do. Observer with the army. All of the Dark Templar get surrounded and killed by the Zealots. The Zealots do have that +2 attack. There's +3 on the way. No, it is not, but he's researching Blink. And at this point, is it going to be a base trade? This is a lot of carriers. The Interceptors themselves, what kind of upgrades do they have? Can I click on them? I don't know. Looks like they do have +1 attack. And that 3rd base is going to go down. This is going to be a base trade, a PvP base trade. Moving the Zealots in here to this mineral line to kill workers as fast as he can is NightEnD. And trying to lift up Zealots and kill them are the Phoenix, but it's just so hard because Zealots are so tanky. The Archons, meanwhile, going to town on the main base for puCK. Going to take out the Fleet Beacon, going to take out the Forge. The Stargates, I assume, are going to die as well. Did we recall home? We recalled home to actually try and save the 2nd base, and we do. So it's 2 base to 2 base right now. This one is still alive. Technically, there are Zealots going to town on assimilators. I'm not sure if I agree with that choice. Trying to take out gateways as well. Can't quite decide what they want to do. Getting this pylon would actually depower perhaps this Stargate, maybe the Stargate 2. We'll have to wait and see what happens here. But the Archons are going home. They don't want to stick around right now. Double secret ninja expanding is NightEnD. Can we get the pylon? No, NightEnD changes his mind, does not actually want to kill that pylon after all, but instead is going to head back here to kill the workers that are at the 2nd base because this is undefended now. Oh, going to take out the Nexus, going to focus that one down. puCK, left a little bit too soon, and boom, the Nexus falls. puCK has a single Nexus remaining and 3 workers left. The carriers cannot turn around. They cannot defend. They have to kill NightEnD right now, or it's going to be curtains for puCK. We'll have to see how that happens. Dark Templar and the Phoenix do manage to clean up the small attack down here. Are we making more workers is the question. Solus is down to 3 probes. Where are they? There's 2 of them. Yeah, get back to mining here. Get some kind of an income. Another ninja expand for NightEnD. So 3 hidden bases right now. The carriers saying, what do we attack first is the question. Gonna zoom out a little bit. And remember, carriers do actually require money to create interceptors. So every single interceptor that dies requires more money to be spent by puCK, and he just really doesn't have the mineral income right now. So we can't afford to be too aggressive with these carriers, I don't think. But here we come. The carriers and the Phoenix are together at last. Sky Toss trying to take out Ground Toss. Second base has exploded. As far as puCK knows, this is the only base left for NightEnD. And I assume these Phoenix are scouting around, though. Yeah, they're going to start scouting around and see if they can find bases they're unaware of. But at this point, there's no reason to be suspicious, I don't think, unless you just kind of have that sixth sense within the game, that game sense that so many pro players have. And yeah, there we go. Phoenix going to find this base. There is a cannon that is going to pop up in just a second here. Probably be enough to save this probe because you cannot lift and shoot at the same time. The carrier is saying we don't really want to go in there because we do have a photon overcharge available, I think. Is there a mothership core? Maybe there's not. All right. So the photon cannons are going to town on those interceptors as best they possibly can. This base was scouted, but again, the cannon is very nice. The Archons are back. The Archons are coming in, and did we recall home? We did. We recalled home with the carriers. And the Archons say, all right, we will smash all of your interceptors, force you to build more with the money that you do not have. Is there an observer with this army? These Dark Templar are trying to eat up these Archons and doing a pretty good job of it. 1 kill on that guy and 7 kills on that one. And there's the recall home. NightEnD backs on out to what base is the question? Over here. So to save one of his 2-inch expansions in the bottom right side of the map. He is at 35 harvesters. His income is looking pretty good if we look at it right now. Yeah, about 1,000 minerals and about 200 gas compared to 80 minerals and no gas whatsoever for puCK right now. But he does have a giant army. These carriers are very scary, but look, no interceptors. No interceptors. 1 interceptor. 1 interceptor. Just not many interceptors on the map right now. How many do we see that in the units tab? We do not. Oh, we do. 11. 11 total interceptors right now for this giant carrier army. That's like a 1-to-1 ratio. 2, 4, 6, 8. Yeah, about 1 interceptor per carrier. Not a great spot at all to be in for puCK. But here come the carriers trying to take out this base. A single cannon, probably not enough to save it. Although again, with only 11 interceptors, here they come. 11 interceptors. The cannon does go down pretty quickly. The Dark Templar will help with that as well. All these workers are forced to flee for their lives, trying to do a juke move and get out, but focus down. Good focus there by puCK. And ends up dead. So Nexus as well under fire, but I think NightEnD is okay with it because he has these 2 bases over here that are fairly well guarded as well. A lot of stalkers, some cannons. Archons taking things out, and that's it. puCK calls the GG. NightEnD is victorious, and puCK has left the game. NightEnD does not want to leave the game. It's a little too fun to destroy buildings, especially when they are buildings of a player of puCK's caliber. But there we go. It does finally leave just before the Nexus explodes. Only 58 hit points remaining. And that is it. So this has been Falcon Paladin with yet another Daily Blizzard upload. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe if you like what you heard and what you saw today. You can also catch me on Twitch, Twitter, and Facebook, all at /Falcon Paladin. I'm going to go ahead and link to NightEnd's YouTube channel in the comments, so please check that one out, or rather in the description. And until next time, as always, you take care of yourself.